How we make out?
I think
Pretty awesome, huh?
Oh my God, that was a lot of information.
I mean, that's what we want to bring here. You got to hear it here.
Right.
So
Because you're gonna hear some nonsense anywhere else.
yeah, we don't like nonsense. Who's got time for that? We don't have time for that. Yeah, just listening to him, he's definitely full of all that knowledge, and obviously you having that just was a great merge.
Mm-hmm.
Great merge.
You know, I'm still young enough to always want to question everything, but
that's good. You can't be stifled, like you were saying. I mean, when I was a kid, you know, you were able to. You know, that's what we were taught, to speak up and, you know, what you believe in and do the right things.
Right.
And I know that some of that's gone to the wayside, but we're always going to be speaking because, you know, we're not letting that go. no way. We have too much fun to be had yet.
Absolutely.
You know,
right.
So I can't get mixed up in that. And that's why, you know, when I opened this place, that's what it was all about. Come on in, have at it.
Right. Treat you like royalty.
Royalty here. Yeah. There's plenty of room in here. You want to go talk to somebody over there in the corner. You want to get involved with some activities. You want to do. You got questions for us? Whatever you want.
Absolutely.
You know.
Right.
So
and that brings us to our next point.
Yeah.
There.
What do we got?
We're going to talk about branding.
Okay. Yeah. Branding. That's a good one.
So, when you came up with the idea, you said you had castles in your head.
Yeah.
You thought Castle Cigars. You know a classic castle from like a cartoon or from a book or anything like that. But what else did you use, or how did it all come about?
Well, I just wanted to make sure people got treated over the top, and that's where I came up with the royalty kind of thing.
Okay.
You know, I wanted to make them feel with the experience of special, that you could, you know, grow instead of just being stagnant. But yeah, castles, royalty, all that stuff came into my head. That was part of the marketing. And then my other buddy there, Dan, the branding part, when he came up with the shield and all the activities that were in it and what Castles was all about was absolutely awesome. It's like you take Kentucky Fried Chicken, like I saw a commercial on that last week, how the guy started. Yeah. And then look at what happened.
Right.
You know, how he branded it and you know, all Coca-Cola, all these big places, how they branded their product.
Right. So you had a product to begin with that you believed in.
Yes.
And then you built a brand around that product.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So when people come in, you know what I do? I show you around. I show you everything that we have going on here. And then also what I do is I'll knight you. I knight you. And it's so funny. I'll take this sword out. I got this sword, right?
Yes.
And
very dangerous sword.
But I got it under control, so you're safe. But it really made people feel at a place where they can relax.
Right.
You know, I had one. I might have said this before in another podcast, but I had a gentleman come in. I had just opened up on a Sunday. He comes in. He goes, Rick, not only did I come in here to buy cigars, I came in here to get knighted because I was never knighted before. He got down on his knee. It was awesome. I mean, you can't beat that.
Right.
You know, when someone goes out of their way and that's what I wanted people to feel like. I wanted them to feel like, you know, this isn't just some place where you know, where it's all stuffy and all that stuff, you know. But
you got to break that ego as soon as they get here.
Yeah.
Get that out of here.
You know, so the branding, huge. When you start your business, you got to have that branding. You know, what's your plan?
Right.
What's your goal that you're going to do? And so that's how that came up. And same with the jewelry store, Regency Jewelers. You know, we came up with great ideas that shine, you know, because we were always coming up with ideas on how to make jewelry a little bit more exciting for people. Right. Instead of just saying, here's a piece of jewelry.
Here's a watch.
Here's a watch, you know. So, you know, we branded the name, you know, 30 years later with that.
Right. Now, did you get into any kind of battles at all with branding and coming up with ideas for like copyrights?
No, because ours was totally kind of offset, you know, off the books. It wasn't merged with anything else. Okay. So I didn't have to really worry about that. Okay. So it was good. There's one thing that I was always taught: if you're not in the lead, the view is always the same from the back. So that's why, you're always thinking ahead, trying to think ahead a little bit. You always have to expand your mind into the next thing. And what I do is I throw it out to a lot of people before I'll do things. You know, some people will give me that look. They'll go, "No, Rick, that's just not going to work." And I go, "Okay, I got that." Or they'll say, "All right, that's pretty good," and then we'll talk about it and we'll expand on it from there.
Right.
You know, I like people's input, and that's the part of being open.
Right.
Take that constructive criticism. You know.
Right. Toolbox.
So the toolbox. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, you remember that one.
Oh, of course I do.
Each information you get a toolbox. You start putting all your information in that, and you know, 2 months, 3 months down the road, you might say, "Hey, I remember that." You know, and then the list, right?
Yes. Always keeping a list.
Got
I
it
got
on
a
the
list
list.
here.
Here's the list. Big part of business that I learned was a list. I was always against it. People who are successful make lists, whether it be on your personal end, definitely in your business end. I fought that for a while. I tried to keep it all in the Ukraine up here. Forget about it, you know. And then all of a sudden, someone would say to me, "Hey, Rick, do you remember when?" Well, you didn't put it on your list.
Right.
And I go, "Oh, I got it now." So it's a lot of information today.
I think it's pretty irresponsible now to not be able to make a list every single day because of how easy it is. Like, I started writing my list down on paper now, but before I would just take my phone out at 10 o'clock at night and be like, well, I'm not going to fall asleep yet, so I got to do this tomorrow, this tomorrow, this tomorrow. Type it out. It takes me 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and I have an entire day planned, and I stick to it. I stay on task, and I don't forget anything.
Yeah. Because though you can't get that time back. You know, you can't get that time back. Once you let that day slip away, you can't get it back. There's 8,760 hours in a year. Did you know that?
Now I know.
Now you know.
Now
See,
I know.
There's a lot of time. And if you use that time a little more wisely, you'll see the progression and growth a little at a time.
Yeah.
So
It's like what I tell everybody every day. You do 27 push-ups, 27 squats, and 27 sit-ups a day. You did 10,000 in the year.
yeah, I'm not going to do that.
What?
That's not going to happen. But thanks for that input. You know, maybe one day I'll get on your page with that one, but I don't know about that.
We'll get,
Well, you know, I don't know.
we'll get there. We'll get you
Well, yeah,
there.
well, right. You know, we keep doing these. You know, you never know. Maybe I'll put a little gym back here.
Yeah,
or something,
exactly.
You
You
know,
know, you'll
do a
see
little
Rick
castle
doing power
gym.
bars.
Yeah, you know.
Putting 500 on the squat rack. We'll see him under there.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you'll be under there.
I'll
I
be
don't know.
gone. All right, so we're getting around. I like to keep it around within an hour.
Right.
I don't like to drag it on too much. So we did the branding. We did a lot. What else did we have? We got anything else going on? We got.
Let's talk about, fashion or design or, style. How do you come up with your style?
I picked up a lot of style from people who were successful. You know, I looked how they presented themselves, how they dressed, how they were in crowds. I always picked out the person in the crowd.
Right.
You know, so if I walked into a room of 300 people, I'll scan that room and I'll know exactly who to go to, where I can kind of get information. I see how, but then again, remember, you can't judge a book by its cover.
Right.
So I always like to, I'll get around, but I can kind of pick it out pretty good now.
Right.
Because I don't have a lot of time to
Waste anymore.
to waste,
Right.
So, first couple of conversations with someone, whether you need that information or not. And I think that just comes with experience.
So style will come as you progress, as you keep going.
Yeah, because if, from the time I was 18 to 61 now, especially when I used to go to the jewelry shows, there was that was a huge experience there. I'm dealing with 3,500 manufacturers, people from all over the world. And that was the greatest experience that, really catapulted me to another level.
Right.
But you can't, like we talked about before, you can't cocoon yourself. You got to get out there.
Yes.
You
Yes.
got to get out there. You got to shake some hands. You got to talk to people.
Right.
Here the networking, unbelievable here. I had to do a little remodeling. A couple of my guys,
Yeah.
I threw it out to one of the guys last night. And he goes, "I got this.
Done.
He's already got it lined up, ready to go.
Right.
Unbelievable. So I'm going to do a little change. Wait till you see it. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, little things like that. But the networking is, you got to get out there and network yourself, like was saying.
Right. Absolutely.
And that's what you're doing.
Yes.
You're getting out there and you're coming out of that cocoon.
Oh yeah, I was I was locked up in that shell. I'm still in there every now and then.
Well, we all go kind of in there because it's comfy in there, but you got to get out there. It's the best way.
Right.
So
There's only one way to do it.
Yeah.
To go
So
out.
the style, you know, and then you build into a style, and
Because you always you're dapper. You're dressed to the nines every single time I see you. Hair slicked back, nice, it's combed, it's groomed. You know, you got a nice suit on, but you rock jeans every now and then.
Yeah, because you know, you mix it up. You know, and at the jewelry store, I'm in a suit all day. But I always, it's, you know, first impression is your last, and that's why I'm real picky at the store here, both stores. As soon as you walk in, I want to make sure it's neat, clean, organized. Run your life that way, you'll run your business that way.
Right.
And it becomes very easy. Like both places where I am, it's really not a job. You know, I go there and have a great time.
Because you're loving what you're doing every day.
You got to love what you do. That's so anybody, we talked about that before in business. If you really love it, do it. My son's getting married in next month, and I ran across this lady who's going to be doing the flowers. And the first lady, somehow something happened, so now I'm starting to scatter, right? I'm like, oh my God, I committed to this. Right? So then all of a sudden she goes, well, I got this other lady. The lady who's going to do it used to own White Birch Nursery. She runs it out of her house. It was the greatest thing that ever happened. She's the person. So things happen for a reason. Now I'm all calm because I was a little nerve-wracking, you know.
A little on edge.
Because it's a special day, and I want to, you know, we're here one time. I want them both to have a great day. So I want to make sure things were good, but it happened, thank God, that way.
Right.
So, and she's a professional, you know. Now, and then when I was there, she goes, hey, you know, I need this, I need a cross for, you know, for myself and everything. Boom. Done. So she's going to come in. We're going to take care of her.
Right.
She's even going to come to the cigar shop. She might even have a cigar.
Right.
You know, and then she gets to meet all us nuts.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
wish her the best of luck.
Yeah.
Sorry in advance.
But that's what it's all about, man. So, so now that you're about into that cigar, what are you going to tell the boys? What do you think? What did you think of it so far?
This is a good cigar. This is actually pretty good.
Okay, so it's pretty.
I
good.
didn't want to, you know, pump it up too much because they sent it up to us for free, and you know they were really like, hey, you know, this is a good stick. You know, try it out. It's a good stick. It's pretty good.
Did I ever have you try the Punisher yet? I don't think you're ready.
I don't want to ever try it.
I don't know.
I've been told never to taste it because it'll ruin me forever.
I had one guy try it. It was a hot tip, and he tapped out in like 5 minutes. It was hilarious. He actually went on the ground and tapped out. You know, it was awesome. Because that's all about the fun.
We'll try it. Maybe one day.
One day we'll get you a little more acclimated. You know.
Yeah. Give me about a year to get used to cigars.
So, well, I've got everything all wrapped up. Do you got anything else? Are we good?
I think we're all set to wrap up here.
See the list? We got the list. See over here, list.
List is there. Always on a piece
Gotta
of
have
paper.
a list.
Gotta stay on task.
Gotta.
Find your passion. Ask the questions. And be all in.
And be all in. You got to be all in. That's what we are here. So next month we'll be here again.
Yes.
And Mustafa's always on. If you want to throw your questions in there, we'll go from there.
Yeah, we'll promote it one more time. Make sure that you're sending them into the Instagram. Send them into the DMs on my Instagram. Send them into the Facebook page, Cigars at the Castle Facebook page. Send them into cigarsatthecastle.com, or you can send them in at the comments below here on YouTube or Spotify. Check them out.
That's why he's a techie guy. Okay, Mustafa.
Sir.
Always a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Next month.
Next month.
We'll see you around the 15th, 17th, whatever that Wednesday falls on. I'll put it on the list.
Yes.
And then we'll go from there. Put it on the list.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Giving me wind and rain. whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here